Alright, today I am going to do something a little different with the range day video. I'm going to talk about a product, and the product is going to be the Tenicor VELO LUX for my Glock 19 with my Surefire X300. Yeah, I really like this thing. Before I actually start shooting and stuff, I wanted to tell you a couple of things and a couple of the reasons why I actually got this specific holster. The main one, honestly, is just how tight and how form-fitting this thing actually is with the Glock 19 or any gun, really. I had a T-Rex arms before, and one thing I didn't like is, especially with the light-bearing model, I would put it in and it would there'd be a lot of play. It would still be secure, but there was a lot of play with it. With this, there's no play whatsoever, and the gun is still secure, and it comes out really, really fast. So I don't know what Tenicor is doing, but it definitely works. On top of that, another thing I really do like about this is it's just a really comfortable holster, and that kind of goes back to this is a little bit smaller of a holster, or a lot smaller of a holster than the T-Rex arms, both width-wise, because with the T-Rex arms, the wing sticks out to about here. With this, it's all nice and compact and sealed in here. But two, they have a body contour on all of their holster lines, or on the VELO holster lines, and it not only acts as a wedge that tilts the gun like that, it also tilts the gun in, so it kind of does this maneuver, which is really, really good. It really conceals well for me. On top of that, it's just a lot more comfortable because there's not nearly as much material down in my pants. The Kydex is obviously top of the line. Discreet Carry Concepts clips, which I really do like. They're nice and secure, and it has a bunch of different mounting options or mounting ways to really fine-tune it to your body type, which I really do appreciate. When you buy the Tenicor VELO LUX, this model, they do label what it's for. It's for the X300, and it's for the Glock 19, 45, Glock 17, or 47, which I'm totally fine with. The quality of this holster is kind of crazy, and honestly, in my opinion, I think it's worth the money. But with all that, let's start with doing some drills with this new holster, getting to know it on the range. Yeah. I'm going to put my holster on real quick. I will say too, the clips, when you first get them, not the easiest to put on, just to be completely honest, but they do eventually break in, which they do say that on all of their branding. So if you get your Tenicor holster and you find that it's very difficult to put, to get it on your belt loop and everything, just know the metal in them kind of has to wear in a little bit, if that makes sense. I should have loaded these mags, but that's okay. One thing, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of like a cold start from concealment with a jacket on. Since it is getting into jacket weather, I like to train or go to the range with the things I'm going to be wearing every day, instead of just wearing t-shirts and like tactical pants, or you know those guys. And the main reason for that is so that I can actually know what it's like to have to, if the day ever comes where I have to use this in a defensive situation, I'm not going to have my range gear on me. I'm going to have what I normally wear every day. So I think training in that, at least from time to time, is a good thing. And I think drawing from concealment on a regular basis is a good thing. I know eventually you reach the point where it there's not a lot of benefit to be had from it, but it's a skill, in my opinion, that needs to continue to be practiced to stay sharp, because it is a depreciating skill, in my opinion. All right, we got both mags loaded up. I'm only using 2 mags today. Little hack: if you're working on a budget and you're not using a ton of ammo when you go to the range, only bring 2 mags. Don't bring extended mags or anything else. Just bring 2 mags. It forces you to slow down, and in my opinion, I think you get a little bit better of a training session anyway. I'm tightening you down because last video, if you watched it, you looked at my crotch for a couple of reps. All right, I'm going to go up to, this is about 7-ish yards to this new USPSA target. cold start minus the hits on that steel from concealment. Three shots, and I think they're all in the A zone. A zone hits from, I don't know, 7-ish yards. I will definitely take it. I'm getting my pasters real quick. One thing I have noticed with the Tenicor holster is a lot of the branding and stuff for companies, there's always that little, like, that aspect of like, is this an actual thing or are they just trying to sell something? And one thing that they do say from Tenicor, the holster has good retention. It doesn't have a lot of clickiness, but it has really good retention. And because of that, one of the big benefits to that is it allows you to come out of the holster super quick. And honestly, I've noticed that. I've found that that has definitely been the case for me. We're gonna do one more from concealment. We'll do a little bit, no, we'll stay where we're at. We're about 6-ish yards from the target. From concealment, 3 shots. Oh man. That one was bad. My grip was horrible, but that's okay. 1 A zone, 2 Charlie. Well, a line break, A zone, and Charlie. We'll count that as 2 Charlies. Not the best, but going back to my clothing definitely got caught in my grip. I'm wearing an oversized jacket, and that got caught in the grip. So going back to being training with your gear that you wear every day, that's an important thing. All right, now we're gonna do a little bit of movement. We're gonna do 2 shots, 1 shot on steel at, this is about 20 yards right here, and then we're gonna push up to that barrel and hit the USPSA target. Okay, 2 shots. That steel obviously hit. And A zone hit. Nice, let's do that one more time. A lot of the stuff that I do, or a lot of the stuff that I'm doing right now, I am definitely these are common reps that I try to do every time I go to the range, or a lot of times I go to the range, just to get better. One more time from concealment. 20 yard steel push up. That's going to be, I don't know, 15, maybe 10-ish, 15-ish yards USPSA. Not my fastest, but again, that's okay. We're starting to get warmed up, and I'm more wanting to get better with the current garments or clothing that I have on. That was still an A zone hit. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot around corner, I think. This corner right here, maybe, actually. Before I do that, I'm going to grab something from the car. Take a drink of my water. Just kidding. It's not in my car. Whatever. It's fine. All right. This is actually really good. This is going to simulate a hallway where I have to go through this entrance right here and then hit steel. Actually, we'll just do the USPSA target. We'll creep around the corner. As soon as we have a sight picture, we're going to hit that target. And we'll have the gun out already. All right. Here we go. Whew. If you've never shot around a concrete corner like that, the shockwave that it does, you need to do it, because honestly, that is a very realistic thing that if you're ever gonna have to use anything like a home invasion, you're probably going to be creeping around corners. So you should probably know what it's like to shoot around those corners, because that is definitely an experience. There we go. Okay. That was bothering me a little bit. There we go. Bring it down a little bit. Okay. Let's do that again. That wall is literally just falling apart right now. All right. Slowed down a little bit. I lost my dot for the first one, or the after the first shot. But that's okay. That's why we're working on it. 2 A zones. I could push the speed a little bit. All right, now what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna practice from sitting, because that's a whole nother thing too. If you're sitting down, shooting a gun or drawing a gun is a very different thing than doing it from a standing position, especially down the lane at a shooting range. Which is why if you can get to an outdoor range, I highly recommend it. All right, I had a picnic table right here, and somebody comes up. I'm out of ammo. All right, those hits weren't great, but again, if you're getting A zones for every hit, then probably need to do something a little different. Just kidding, I had 1 Alpha, 1 Charlie. First shot, second shot after the reload. All right. Okay, let's do that again. Oh, that third shot hit. The other 2 were out, but that's okay. All right, 2 Charlie, 1 Alpha. And keep in mind, I've only gone through 1 mag of ammo, so that's 15 rounds. Well, I guess 18 rounds now. And I'm able to do a lot of stuff with not a ton of ammo. All right, now what I think we're gonna do is definitely gonna get me more warm. Since there's nobody at these ranges, I'm gonna do a little bit of running to hit the target. All right, here we go. This is like, I don't know, 30 yards, 40 yards to go to the A zone. Here we go. I already have my gun drawn. I have plenty of ammo. All right, here we go. Pulled that second shot. And again, holster, very, very comfortable. It's not like, okay, this is the first shot, Alpha, second shot, Delta, oof. The holster, like, it honestly flexes a little bit more, especially when I sit down and stand up. With a foam wedge, I found that it kind of grips onto your underwear, and because of that, it doesn't, you have to like do like an adjustment every time you sit down and every time you get up, and that's a real pain if you do that all the time. Like when I'm like working a wedding and stuff like that, there's a lot of standing up and sitting down, and it gets really old. But with this one, since it's a polymer wedge, technically the it like flexes with your body. So there's never really an issue, which I definitely do appreciate. One more time, running, see if we can get 2 alphas. Alpha, alpha. One thing I am noticing shooting more, you don't get the perfect sight picture, but you know where your dot goes, so you can almost call your shots. And people talk about that, and you don't really understand what they're talking about until you're actually shooting enough to know, like, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. All right, now let's do a couple of transitioning between these 2 targets from about 10 yards right here. First target, second target from concealment. Oof, that's bad. I almost hit the... that's okay. Shoot. I don't know where that... it's not even on paper. Or it's somewhere on paper, but not... I want it to be. It's okay. Let's clean that up. And actually, this isn't great for cleaning's sake, but I think it'll do us good. We paste all these. I mean, the holster has been really, really comfortable. If you're in the market for a holster, I'd recommend getting or trying Tenicor. And one thing that they do allow is they do allow you to return it, which I do appreciate. The shipping actually came in pretty quick, believe it or not. It got in sooner than it was supposed to. It was a 4 days from ordering it. It got into me. And you do have to put the holster together, or you have to put the hardware on yourself, but they do that intentionally, and there's videos to walk you through it. And the thing I appreciate about Tenicor so far is they're just approaching a holster from a different angle, and I think it's a more of a realistic, like, what are you actually going to need versus like having a million different things that you may or may not need on any given day, which I do appreciate. And the holster does conceal better, I will say that. I was kind of skeptical because I got pretty good concealment from T-Rex arms, like the sidecar I had, but this one that much better just because the holster's not printing. The holster was printing at the other one, and I'd rather, if I had to choose, I'd rather have the holster print versus the gun print. But with Tenicor, neither of them are printing, which is nice, and I appreciate that. Let's try this again and do better this time. Again, 1 shot on each target from concealment. I yanked the second one. I saw that dot go way off. I was pushing speed too much. First one is a alpha. Second one, Charlie right there. Just missed it. Okay, what's the time right now? 20 minutes. All right, let's do a couple more, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Tenicor VELO LUX. All right, here we go. Alpha. I think this is an alpha. Yep, alpha. I slowed down, and that definitely helped me. Which I do. It's a good thing. Okay. How much ammo do I have right now? I could do one last thing. I think I need to top my mag off. Yeah, I got one round left. I'll do two rounds. Okay. Let's do shooting on steel. There's 3 rounds on steel from 20 yards. See what we can do as the last little drill for this video. Nice. All right. So, in conclusion, should you get, or if you found this video because you're shopping for the Tenicor, any Tenicor products, honestly, I'd recommend it. I don't think you can go wrong with their stuff. Their quality, it's good quality products. It's American made and it's innovative, which I do really appreciate. Again, by far my favorite holster right now. I'm able to conceal a Glock 19 with a Surefire X300 with a full-size RMR HD light or optic, and there's no issues whatsoever. I conceal this every single day. I live in Tennessee, and it's great. If you're interested, anyway, if you're interested, check them out. I almost said put a link, but I don't have a link. I'm just a guy that bought this holster and enjoys it, and I'm making a video about it. If you're interested, check them out. Give them a shot. Yeah, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.